children's offering ever. The songs are great, the kids are great, the givers of the offerings are great. Right? Let's have a prayer for the offering. Dear Lord, thank you so much for the gifts that have been given and received by the children. May they be used to help children and their families here in the Mount Corey and Rawson area or wherever it might be needed. Amen. All right, we've been reading from this Bible story book, right? You didn't know that, but we have been. And we're working our way from the beginning of the Old Testament. We've done creation and the fall, when sin entered the world, and we've done Noah's Ark. And this one is about the Tower of Babel. Have you ever heard of that before? The Tower of Babel. Have you ever heard of Babylon, the country? A long time ago, there was a great country called Babylon. And this is where the Tower of Babel was. Gee, I wonder how Babylon got its name. The ruins of it are still there. It's in Iraq today. And our military forces, when they were over there, said, hey, look. All right. Tower of Babel. To begin with, the world had only one language, so everyone could understand everyone else. There came a time when some of Noah's descendants decided to build a city which would be famous throughout the land, with a tower reaching into the heavens. See that? It was going to go up past the clouds, and they thought they were going to build it into heaven and take over heaven and throw God out, because they didn't need him anymore, because they could build anything. But God feared they were becoming too proud and vain, so he made them unable to understand one another. Soon a great babel of voices, everybody talking and nobody understanding each other. Wouldn't that be crazy? Sounds like supper time. A great babel of voices. It was great babel of voices was heard, with everyone speaking a different language. No one could understand anyone else. In all the confusion, the building stopped, and the people scattered far and wide, and the tower became known as the Tower of Babel, because the people just babbled. And then they went different directions and took their languages with them. That's the biblical story of how languages came to be. And you can see them carrying things to try to build this great tower. Are there any animals? You can find any animals in here? Not as many as the old ones. Oh my God, yeah, there's a cow. A lizard. Boy, that's about it, isn't it? No birds or anything in this one. But this is a time in history where the people scattered. And it's really interesting to me, because in the New Testament, there's something the exact opposite of this. It's called Pentecost. Have you heard that name before? It's called the birthday of the church. Pentecost. And it was right after Jesus went into heaven, and the disciples were gathered together in the upper room, and it was the day of Pentecost, which was like a harvest festival, Thanksgiving type almost. And they were praying, and it says the Holy Spirit came on them, and all of a sudden these guys who only spoke Hebrew were all of a sudden speaking every language in the world. And they all understood each other. And the people on the streets of Jerusalem heard this noise coming from up above, but they all heard it in their own languages from all over the world. So it's almost the Tower of Babel in reverse. But God restored it through the power of the Spirit. So I think that's just kind of neat. There's another sermon. Boy, you're getting it all today. Right? You ready for school to start? This went by really fast this summer. If you do a couple things, all of a sudden summer's over. Just like, whoa. But I hope you have a good, another week or two, and that you have a great start of school too. Okay, let's have a prayer. Dear Lord, bless these children, bless their families, and may they have a rest of a great summer and a good start to the school year. And we just pray that your Spirit will be with them and that they will know of your love. Amen. Okay, you can go on downstairs if you like.
Carla said we're staying upstairs.
I said?
Yeah, I asked.
Carla said what?
We're staying upstairs.
Oh, staying upstairs. So they get the third sermon.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'll tell you what, we're really rolling.